The demonic cult leader is my wife. Jin Yomyong slipped the letter from its envelope and read it to himself. What is this? He murmured. The letter declared, Cheon Il Gate, top assassination order. Pass on smoke request. He frowned as he folded the parchment and tucked it into his pocket. An assassination order from the Cheon Il Gate. He could scarcely believe it. What a coincidence, he thought. They're the perfect scapegoats for shutting the place down. Young master, Guil ventured hesitantly. Could you explain it in terms I can understand? Jin Yomyong glanced at his aide. Very well, Guil. You have a right to know my plan. He smiled. It seems we'll be parting ways for a while. What? Guil exclaimed, his eyes wide with shock. An elder's voice rang out in outrage. Drugs? How dare they employ such lowly unorthodox trickery in our cult? Heavenly demon, we must destroy the Ching Cheng cult immediately. An orthodox demonic war. Heavenly demon Cheon Taejong raised a hand for silence. The divine cult's fury must be both thorough and precise. Heavenly demon, the elder stammered in reverence. Cheon Taejong nodded. First, we must determine whether they are truly an orthodox cult or mere imposters pretending to be one. Left Guardian, I have a task for you. I shall obey, the Left Guardian replied with a bow. Meanwhile, in the demonic heavens Jin clan, a boy whispered excitedly, Did you hear? Our young master helped the young cult leader resolve the incident. Another grinned. Won't the 6 demonic dragons ask him to become the 7th dragon? The patriarch will be thrilled. Asura King Jin Gonok slammed his fist on the table. What did you just say? Jin Yomyong replied calmly. I said I wish to be appointed to the Cheon Il Gate. The king's rage boiled over. He struck the table so hard it splintered. You lunatic! You belong in the Demon Dragon Hall! I seek broader connections, Jin Yomyong explained. Yewon excels at building ties there. I wish to learn from the talents of the Cheon Il Gate. Scout those who might later be recruited by the Ma or Pei clans. As you know, members of the Demon Dragon Hall often have ties to major clans. Unaffiliated ones fall under the Cheon clan, not ours. He paused, letting his words sink in. Last year, Ma Chul-su graduated from the Cheon Il Gate with the same goal. Am I inferior to Ma Chul-su? Jin Yomyong flashed a grin. The king's eyes nearly popped from his sockets. Of course not. The young strategist pressed on. If you offer me a little support, Patriarch, I will return with people who will champion the next generation of our Jin family. Moments later, outside the clan hall, Jin Yewon charged up to his brother. The Cheon Il Gate? Are you insane? Jin Yomyong handed a document to Guil. This is my application. He turned to Yewon. You too? Today alone, more than 10 people have asked if I've lost my mind. Obviously, Yewon scoffed. Who in their right mind from a main clan would go there? If someone from a branch clan goes, they're considered cast out. A bystander murmured, Young Master Yomyong has been exiled. Another added, well, he did endanger the young cult leader. Guil's face fell into shadow. Yewon grumbled, that's way too low class. Little brother, Jin Yomyong said gently, do you not know that the founder of the Cheon Il Gate was none other than our heavenly demon ancestor? In the early days, he continued, training was so brutal that many upper-class children perished, which led to the creation of the Demon Dragon Hall. Afterwards, the Cheon Il Gate's regimen was eased. My goal is to experience that original course, to understand the process that forged relentless warriors obsessed with martial arts. Yewon frowned to himself. His brother had never cared about the patriarch's seat. Why this sudden obsession with martial prowess? As the wind blows, Jin Yomyong said, a great storm is coming. Please practice everything I've taught you. Yewon swallowed. What are you planning? You'll find out soon enough, Jin Yomyong replied, already turning away. He thought with a wry smile, entering the Cheon Il Gate now is like a man running off to war in the middle of a marriage meeting. Sa-Bion sipped her tea and asked softly, the young cult leader. He told me to ask you this. Are you crazy? And he wanted a clear answer as to what you're thinking. Jin Yomyong muttered to himself, my answer. It will decide whether I live or die. He looked at Sa-Bion and said firmly, it's because I realized my powerlessness. If I had at least reached the entry stage of the peak realm, I wouldn't have gone down so easily back then. Then, under his breath, he added, I need to sound as tragically resolute as possible. Sa-Bion replied, it's not like you were defeated. Jin Yomyong shook his head. No, that definitely counts as a defeat. I can't exactly say it's to prepare for what's coming, he thought. They'd think I'm delusional. Instead, he said aloud, In this cult, everything is proven through strength. I want to meet the minimum qualifications to stand at the young cult leader's side. Oh, Sabion said quietly. You two are actually alike to a certain extent. Alike? In what way? The young cult leader. She blamed herself deeply for her own shortcomings too. That's why she's gone into closed-door training. She said that once she emerges, she'll compare her results with yours. Jin Yomyong's eyes widened. Is that her way of saying, she'll kill me? And Cheonil Gate. White Lotus Peak, a one-eyed, bald instructor bellowed. Move, you lazy slugs. Don't loosen your thighs or hips. Kuh, kuh. The disciples groaned as they struggled up the steep trail. You only have 2 futures, the instructor roared. Conquer this peak or fall and die. Miss Bake cursed under her breath. Gah! You crazy demonic cult freaks. I'm going to curse you, old man. How could you throw me into a place like this? It'll be just a little hardship, she recalled his words bitterly, now crying. You said a little. A little. As she clung to the cliffside, Miss Bake muttered, If I fall from here, no amount of inner energy will save me. I'll die instantly. I'll survive, she growled, pulling herself upward, and I'll give that old man a taste of his own medicine. Suddenly, the rock under her hand broke loose. Ah! She gasped as she slipped. So this is how I die. Then, a hand caught her wrist. Panting cold sweat running down her face, she looked up. Are you all right, miss? Asked a calm voice. It was San Dojan, during the Cheonil Gate's 108th Batch Mountain Climbing Challenge. Moments later, Miss Bake said, Thank you. Oh, not at all, he replied. We should help each other out. You're a strange one, she said, considering we're part of the demonic cult. Sir? San Dojan chuckled awkwardly. I'm not worthy of being called that? Why not? Miss Bake countered. If someone acts with chivalry, they deserve respect. He cleared his throat, looking away. Ahem. Around here, the term sir doesn't carry much weight. Right, she muttered to herself. This is still the demonic cult, after all. Nearby, a man sneered to himself. He should have just let her fall. What a shame. Another thought darkly. He should have pushed her. What a waste of an opportunity to cut down a competitor. San Dojan spoke again. This kind of physical training will lessen over time. Once the next batch of trainees arrive, we'll shift to theoretical lessons. Did someone named Senior Bake say that? Miss Bake asked. Yes. And he also said someone important is joining Cheonil Academy soon. Someone from a direct bloodline of one of the 6 great demon clans. From the Jin clan. Demonic Heaven's bloodline. Oh, an exile, Miss Bake thought to herself. I better steer clear of that one. No need for unnecessary trouble. Elsewhere, Guil cried out, Young master, do you really have to go? Jin Yomyong answered firmly. This was decided a long time ago. Why are you still whining about it? Because you and I are like one body, that's why, Guil sobbed. Just focus on the tasks assigned to you, Jin Yomyong said. I'll be calling on you plenty, even from there. As he walked away, Guil's expression darkened. But still, Jin Yomyong thought, observing his fellow trainees. I don't know about their skill, but the look in their eyes isn't bad. All of them probably walked in here carrying someone's expectations, envy, or burdens on their shoulders. It'd be nice if just one of them stood out. A few moments later, Jojan Sang addressed the gathered students. Time's up. I welcome you all to Cheonil Academy. Whoa. Your eyes are all burning with spirit, Jojan Sang chuckled, his smile thin and unreadable. They look real good, hoo-hoo. A boy in the crowd whispered. That's the head of Cheonil Academy, right? His friend frowned. He doesn't have an imposing presence. That's odd. Jojan Sang remained silent, still smiling, until a wave of dark energy rippled from his body. His voice dropped into a chilling tone. Listen well, you brats. The air turned heavy. He is Cheonil Academy head Jojan Sang. Jin Yomyong's eyes narrowed. What terrifying killing intent, he thought as a suffocating pressure weighed down on everyone. The crowd of disciples winced and staggered under Jojan Sang's oppressive aura. This academy, Jojan Sang declared, is not merely an educational institution. It is a ruthless forge, ruled by the demonic cult's iron law, survival of the fittest. Suddenly, a group of senior disciples stormed forward. Their presence was overwhelming. Gasps erupted from the first years. These are your seniors, Jojan Sang said. At most, they entered only a year ahead of you. And yet, do you see the difference between yourselves and them? Jin Yomyong's eyes sharpened. Scars, he said aloud. Then to himself, and one more thing, he spoke up again, the look in their eyes. Jojan Sang raised a brow. Oh? That's correct. I don't know who you are or where you're from, but it seems someone with sharp eyes has joined us. He gestured to the seniors. They have already faced death, bled, and survived. That is what forged those eyes. Jin Yomyong suddenly stared at one of them. Wait, That man, is he? His thoughts raced. Team leader San Dojing? Incredible. He broke past the ceiling imposed on Cheon-il Academy alumni, even without being from the Demon Dragon Academy. He rose to become leader of the Wind Demon Unit, one of the cult's top 3 elite divisions. His name is San Dojion, better known as the Bloodless Storm and the Butcher Blade. Even if I have to ignore everyone else, I'm taking that man with me. A few days ago. Flashback. Jojan Sang sat alone, grim-faced. Damn that Asura king. Does he really want to prove his son's worth even as an exile? So much so that he offers me such a position. He recalled their recent meeting. Asura King Jingun Ak had said, "Didn't you once say that before retiring you wanted to swim in a bigger pond? The head of the Demon Dragon Academy is set to retire in 2 years. I'm prepared to recommend you for the position." Jojan Sang's heart had nearly stopped at those words. That role, one of the most coveted within the cult. Even those without clan blood can enter the Elder Council through it. But then, why send his own son to this place? Turning to the Vice Academy head, Jojan Sang asked, "What do you think?" "If it's not the Asura King's personal will, then it's one of 2 things," the Vice head replied. "Either it's the will of the cult leader, or the will of that fledgling, Jin Yomyung." "What if it's the cult leader's will?" The Vice head nodded. Due to the Hidden Manor incident, the young cult leader was placed under disciplinary probation, and since Jin Yomyung was with her, perhaps this is also meant as punishment for him. Jojan Sang shook his head. "I doubt it. The Asura King's request was too unique for this to be a mere punishment." "What do you mean? He didn't ask me to guarantee grades or safety like the usual requests from nobles. Instead, he asked for minor conveniences so that his son could train freely." He frowned. "At the very least, it's clear the boy came here with serious intent to grow. Could that be the reason?" That night, secret meeting. The second leader stood under moonlight, cloaked in silence. "Please understand, I have my reasons for calling you out here like this. Even I find it a little awkward." A subordinate rushed in. "Excuse me, second leader. Urgent order from the top." "Urgent?" He frowned. "Urgent enough to interfere with a mission I've spent years preparing?" The servant gritted his teeth. "He's no match for me in martial arts, yet acts so arrogantly. But I must remember, he's favored by top executives and a candidate for the next generation of key personnel." "I apologize," the servant said aloud. "Originally, this task was assigned to the Hidden Manor's assassins." "Was assigned?" "They got involved with the young cult leader and were wiped out." "The young cult leader," the second leader murmured. "The mission has now been reassigned to you, as you're closest to the target." "All right then," he said. "Tell me, who's the assassination target?" "I'll inform you through frequency whispering technique," the servant said, stepping close. A moment passed. The second leader's eyes widened. Then he smirked. "Ha!" He burst out laughing. "As second leader?" the servant asked nervously. "Didn't you say you snuck out? Shut up!" The second leader's eyes narrowed. "Wait a second. Wasn't that guy under the first leader's charge?" He smirked coldly. "So, he failed to persuade him?" He chuckled. "Well, I don't mind cleaning up his mess." Then he thought to himself, "This might even make me the next first leader." He turned to his subordinate. "Report this to the higher-ups. I'll handle it cleanly, without leaving any consequences." Thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider sharing my videos or channel with your friends who might also enjoy it. Your support means the world to me and helps my channel grow. Let's keep this community thriving together. Until next time, see you in the next video.